Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today I'm bringing you some Nidalee and Gwen gameplay. So this is a pretty cool deck that I saw in the stats, and then I went and tried it myself, adjusted a few things, and I think it's been doing really well for me. It has some pretty cool win conditions, right? The idea is that obviously your Nidalee can get access to Overwhelm when she levels up, so it synergizes right away because of all the hollow buffs that you get from the Gwen package. But the main synergy is that it lets you level up Nidalee really quickly because of the free units that you're getting from the opponent foyer every other turn on your attack token, and also from the free units you can get from Redeem Protege. So you can actually level up Nidalee at a pretty good pace by using the opponent foyer units and the Redeem Protege units that you get. And this deck kind of ends up being like a mix of like aggression plus control, right? We have a lot of control tools in Shadow Owls and Shurima, so it ends up being a mismatch of a really cool deck that I wanted to showcase for you all. And I broke my cardinal rule. I said I would never buy a skin in Legends of Runeterra, and I did that. I saw that I had a fighter Gwen, and obviously I had to pair her up with the soul fighter Nidalee. So today you get to get a full skin out game. So yeah, hope you enjoy the games coming up soon, and if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post a lot of videos every single day. Enjoy the games. In this match, we're going against Jhin Gnar. So, Broadman, can we, like, I wonder if we can actually go faster than they can. I want to look for Nidalee. Don't get the Nidalee. Don't get the landmark either. So we don't get Nidalee. We don't get the landmark. We do have some nice stuff here with the Merciless Hunter. We have better odds of hitting Nidalee if we wait a couple more turns to play the Forsaken Bakai. I guess I want to probably play it next turn, right? Like, I probably wouldn't want to wait a couple of turns. I'll probably just play it this turn. Maybe I'll pass again. I don't think I need to. Now I don't need to rush, because I can go ahead and play the Ultra Trooper and the Forsaken Bakai next turn. I don't need to play this Merciless Hunter. This is even better. If the opponent tries to kill this Bakai, I will Glimpse. This is our Nidalee. We do want to go for Nidalee. I think we want to go for Nidalee. So if we go for Nidalee,
astounding curiosities lie ahead.
We could play this Avenging Bastaya. Because I want to level up this Nidalee, right? But I also need to potentially keep her alive. I'm going to play this Avenging Bastaya and just bait out the opponent's removal. Okay. Do I let the Prowl go? Yeah, sure. Because what I can do is that I could just play this Nidalee like this.
Wild heart is a free heart.
And have the Avenging Bastaya to protect them. Okay? So the opponent gets to stun my Nidalee. Now, the downside here is that as this Avenging Bastaya, right, has to kind of stay, like, it's going to prevent me from doing the Ultra Trooper. So it's going to slow down how fast we can level up this Nidalee until we can transform the Avenging Bastaya. We have a second Nidalee. The Glimpse should be good for later. I don't care about this, right? Problem is that I'm passing too much. I'm giving the opponent way too much time. I don't have the foyer. And without the foyer, that is going to be a problem. Let's go ahead and just play the Ultimate Trooper. We know we can have the Merciless Hunter if the opponent plays like a Broadman. Not having the foyer makes this really slow. Nidalee is still not gonna level up this turn, even if we transform and play the Merciless Hunter. Now I am down to play this glimpse here. Force another answer. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. So now we can actually go redeem Protege. It still have the answer for the removal, right? So we still have the answer here for the removal. And we could potentially level up Nidalee. This is interesting. This is very interesting.
They are wise to fear us.
Perfect. So now the thing here, so there's one problem, right? The one problem here is if I go for the javelin toss, right? It's not killing the Broadman. I think it's correct to play for the Heimerdinger Jayce now. Opponent is not able to block. So opponent like cannot block. I'm gonna go like this, I think this is fine. Opponent cannot block. Yeah, this is gonna go overwhelm, transform back. I guess we should just go like this. This is the best way to hit that overwhelm. Opponent cannot block with the Broadman, right? Opponent cannot block with the Broadman, so this is pushing a lot of damage. Because if they block with the Broadman, the Javelin kills the Broadman. So I'm pushing 5 damage of overwhelm here. Opponent can block here, and that's still gonna be another 5 plus 7, right? So the opponent's going down to 8. Opponent's going down to 8. We do get punished now by the Broadman next turn. Like he'll be able to kill the Nidalee. But that's okay because we have a second Nidalee. We can kill the Broadman with the Soul Harvest too. So I'm actually just gonna kill their Solaris Sunhawk and not even care about the Broadman, because I know that I can kill the Broadman with the Soul Harvest. I'm just gonna get rid of their board. Opponent also now needs to have like a fast speed way to kill Nidalee, because the Soul Harvest is gonna stop the Broadman. So yeah, so that means that they're looking for, they have to have another Pie Toss or similar, right? They need to have another Pie Toss or Group Shot to be able to kill this Nidalee. Otherwise, the Brahmin just dies. I understand why they go for the stun. Condense? Alright, so they have a condense on top of everything. That's cool. So you can Brahmin the Nidalee and kill her here.
Noxians are not the monsters they make us out to be.
Let's go here. Let's go here first, see what the opponent does. I'm trying to debate, like, can we level up this Nidalee? We gotta have 1, 2, potentially 3. There's no way for us to level up Nidalee, right?
Let us take a peek at life beneath the waves.
There shouldn't be a way for us to level up Nidalee here. What we can do is put this on the Broadman right away. And just try to kill the Broadman before anything happens. We can attack it with the Heimerdinger Jayce. We can push 5 damage of fearsome damage. If we top deck another Prow, I mean, we discarded 1 Prow, so we will have to top deck the 3rd Nidalee. So we will have to top deck the 3rd Nidalee for us to actually have a chance. Gwen. Wow. Oh, man. The problem is that I'm just losing to the freaking Riptide Rats, right? Next turn. So I think I'm gonna play the Gwen. I'm gonna play the Gwen because I have Quicksand. So even if the opponent has a fearsome blocker, I know that we can kill their stuff. And the Gwen gives me the last 2 damage that I need for the Merciless Hunter. Because the Merciless Hunter is going to push 5. Gwen spell is going to push 2. That's going to be 7. And the Prowl is going to be 8. So we can Prowl plus Quicksand to get rid of any fearsome blockers. And we should be able to go through. Opponent might be scared that this is an Avenging Bastalia, especially because I've been playing my units without flipping the Nidalee first. So we don't need to flip the Nidalee, right? We can just always make the opponent think that this is an Avenging Bastalia.
Ever hear about the bad man who tried to catch the doll? He missed.
So they have to look hard for a spell here. The funny thing is that if they kill the Gwen, that also gives me the last damage that I need. Because I need to just push 8, right? So right now, I'm at 5, 6, 7, right? So killing the Gwen gives me the Hallow trigger. Not killing her lets the level 2 skill go, the level 1 skill go through and push 2 damage to the opponent. That's a way to stop it. That's a way to stop it. Because now it's forcing me to have to play this Prowl. The problem is that because the opponent did this, they actually don't have any blockers now. So I'm just chilling then, right? So the opponent doesn't actually have any blockers now, right? So we just go here. Gwen. Alright, so the question is... how do we do this? Like, who do we use to pull this? I guess let's pull it like this. Because this can be easily killed by a group shot or pie toss. The rest of my units cannot be killed by those cards. This is pushing 2, this is pushing 5. Opponent goes down to 1 HP if they have ways to deal with ambush. Okay, they don't. Alright, cool. Yeah, by pulling this here, I play around a pie toss or a group shot, which I don't think the opponent had. If they had something like that, I feel like they would have done it already anyways. But just in case, we just go that way and go from there. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Deep, and we're going against Croc AI. It's been a while since I've gone against Croc. We have the Foyer, we have the Soul Harvest. I think I like both of these in this matchup. I want to look for one of my champions. We don't get either of them. Yeah, so Soul Harvest is good because we can get rid of the Maokai or the 2-drop. And Foyer is just giving value every single turn, right? So it's very difficult for the opponent to deal with the Foyer. But the rest of my hand doesn't look great, right? Like, Supercharge is nice once we get later into the game and we have the Hallow buffs. But without the Hallow buffs, it makes Supercharge super awkward. So... Okay, so Croc mulligan 3 cards. Thought about that one a little bit. Double Foyer. Oh, okay. So the double Foyer is gonna put the Hallow at least, right? We're just talking about the Hallow buffs. That's gonna be a lot of Hallow buffs. Wait, those are all 3 of those are great things for us to see, right? Like all 3 of those are great things for us to see. The Prowl. We'll go Foyer, and just start like that. Okay, that's cool. You don't get an attack. So you don't get an attack here. I might want to keep that Foyer for next turn. So I'm gonna go Prodigy and see what the opponent does. Heavy Metal, okay. The problem with the all-terrain Trooper is that it's too early. It feels too early for the Trooper. I might slap it. I might slap it anyways. Maybe the opponent gets baited into killing this Shadow in the Brush. Right? Maybe they think it's something else here, so maybe we don't play this yet. Maybe they get baited into pulling that with the Hunter, with the Yo Hunters. And I'll be okay with that. I'm completely fine with this, right? Heck, we can just go like this and get value out of it at least. Now we tag the dredgers. Surprise! It was a useless ultimate trooper. Let's go second foyer. Again, now we start adding a lot of Halo, which is going to be really cool with the supercharge. Battle negation, bloodletters. It's always bloodletters here. So it's always bloodletters here, because now we have Solani. So now we get some Solani value here, which is nice. Question is, do we play Solani right now? I'm cool with this. Opponent's not deep yet. Nowhere close to deep. I'm cool playing Solani right here. Force the vengeance out of them. Because this is not losing to anything that the opponent plays just yet. And it lets me just push so much damage, right? So it lets me just push so much damage into them. So if we go like this, we're pushing 10 damage. They go down to 7. And then remember, we have the supercharge for later. The problem is if I put damage on this and the opponent... No, I always have the glimpse, right? I always have the glimpse to combat the... I always have the glimpse to beat the Devour Fish. So the Solani's never gonna get obliterated. The Solani never gets obliterated here because we always have the glimpse. We can supercharge one of our units. Okay. I wanted to play this Devour, which is what they're going for. Yep, there it is. And that's why I said the glimpse was so important. So now we just glimpse here. And we chill. Kind of like this Nidalee here.
This is my home, and I am its guardian.
Kind of like this Nidalee here. Let's kill this guy here. We have a blocker. If the opponent kills the Forsaken Bakai, I think I'm fine with that too. So if they kill this Forsaken Bakai, I'm cool with that. It lets me play another unit. So it lets me play another unit, and now the Nidalee is about to level up. So now the Nidalee is very close to leveling up here by us playing the Darkin Bloodletters. And we're chilling. So Nidalee levels up. We don't have access to Supercharge. Unfortunately. We're 1 mana off. But we have 2 Overwhelm units and opponent only has 9 mana. I think we need to... This is interesting. This is so interesting. Something tells me to play this Darkin Bloodletter so that we have units that we can play next turn. It's so easy for them to have the Vengeance for one of these units. Let's, who do I put this on? I guess let's just put it here for now. We'll put this here because we know that the opponent is definitely going to kill this Ghastly Man, right? 6 deaths, Solani. Let's force the opponent to go after the Solani and not the Nidalee. I think I like forcing them to go after the Solani and not the Nidalee. Right, so this is going to be a Vengeance here. They have to commit a unit. So even if they Vengeance the Solani, we still get the Javelin Toss. Because they're not Vengeancing the Nidalee. They could go deep right here. But we still have access to the Prowl to be able to let Nidalee survive. And if they go deep as well as go for the Vengeance, we should have enough. Okay. And remember, we still have that supercharge. We still have that supercharge, so that even if the opponent somehow survives this attack, next turn we can attack with the supercharge. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Master Yi and Illaoi. So, pretty much it's going to be the Illaoi package, right? Wait, this Soul Harvest is kind of busted against Illaoi. Huh. Huh. This whole hand seems pretty busted. I'm kind of feel bad that I don't have any champions, though. But the All-Terrain Trooper could drag some interesting things from the to their graveyard. The Benjes are really good at dealing with their big units, right? The Soul Harvest is really good against Illaoi. Eye of God. I guess I'll go here, right? I'll go here. If the opponent attacks, we can terrain in the bush, get the Watchful Idol, get rid of the Tentacle. Force the opponent to have to play another one next turn. Because we can foyer to drag that Watchful Idol at least. Is that correct? Sure. Problem is that I don't have any blockers for next turn, right? The good thing is that opponent cannot play Illaoi, right? My hand is really awkward now. Like, I have the hand to deal with their stuff, but I don't have the hand to finish my own game. And that's the bad part. Opponent gets the Tentacle to go to 3. Okay, 4. We can kill the Illaoi with the Soul Harvest, and opponent taps out of anything to answer this. Eventually, we can Vengeance their stuff, right? So if the opponent plays Illaoi, we can technically Soul Harvest. Doesn't play Illaoi. I guess I'll just go ahead and play the foyer then. Eventually, we'll Vengeance that Tentacle. They play the Illaoi now. So they play the Illaoi now. Can this Illaoi level up? 5-7. This is 4. Yeah, I guess let's just push the damage. Let's just push the damage. We're gonna Soul Harvest. And then Soul Harvest again if the opponent has the second one. Have Vengeance next turn for the Tentacle. Really awkward hand where I don't have any units. The foyers at least give me some value. Eventually, I'm gonna get enough Halo buffs that the... Okay, so eventually I'm gonna get enough Halo buffs that the Supercharge is gonna be pretty crazy. Alright, cool. Nice deny. Makes it least likely for there to be a deny next turn, by the way. So makes it least likely for there to be a deny next turn. We have a third foyer apparently. Yeah, let's just Vengeance this now. Let's just Vengeance this now and reset it. So if you have a... I just want to reset this. Make it so that the opponent has a really small Tentacle. The third foyer is kind of awkward, right? Because it's too many... It fills my board too much. So I don't think it's actually important. They start building up their Tentacle again. Yeah, because I need to be careful about the Nagakaboros, right? So I do need to be careful about the Nagakaboros. No, let's leave this, because if the opponent develops, I want to have like an answer to answer the development next turn. Right, so we'll go like this. Because if they develop, I can play the foyer and have a blocker that I don't care about dying. Don't care about this. Unless the opponent commits more to it. I think they're scared of the Vengeance now, so they're not gonna commit any more to it. Okay. Let's go here. I don't mind doing the Redeem Prodigy. Master Yi. Okay. Alright. Gwen, that's not bad at all. With the supercharge, that's actually huge, right? Tentacle Smash, so then we just Vengeance. We can just write a negation as well. There's two options, right? I guess if we do -4, the opponent still gets there. Let's go for the Vengeance, right? Let's go for the Vengeance. We still take 2. But the opponent loses a blocker. So we still take 2, but the opponent's losing blockers. You have another deny? Unworthy Soul? So I get the Gwen right back to my hand anyways? I guess you don't lose the tentacle at least. That's good for you. If we attack with the Redeem Protege, it's so easy. I'm gonna attack with it, because that way the opponent has to block with one of these two, right? Even if they have the Master Yi for next turn, that's fine. It's too easy. If I put the Redeem Protege second, it's too easy for them to just block it with the Master Yi. Anyways, and I still block the Ghastly Bang with the Tentacle. Here, they still have to trade. It's the same way no matter what. I just need to settle for the Supercharge plus Rider Negation backup. And that should win me the game next turn, especially because I have 9 Hallow in the graveyard, right? So 9 Hallow, potentially 10 here with the Foyer. So this Gwen is going to be at 13.
A quiet spirit.
So
Form before strength.
okay, so we just quicksand this. Alright, so we quicksand this. But it needs to have another +4.
Clear mind.
And if they have another +4, I'm chilling. I mean, if they have another +4, they win. But the fact that they had to use this here means that they have less health to be able to block. They're going to have -2 health to be able to block the Gwen next time with the Supercharge. Might actually just not play the Foyer. Oh, they have it. Okay, so do they have it? Do they have another one? No? Okay. They wanted to just level up the G. So they have one card. They have one card to be able to stop us. They can't stop the Supercharge, unfortunately. So this is just game. We just go host. Doesn't matter what you do here. I was actually close, I guess. The opponent ends up almost presenting lethal with the Master Yi. Unfortunately for them, we just have way too much pressure on them. Yeah, we just put the Supercharge here. And we just win the game. And that's the Overwhelm plus us going super wide. The Spell Shield means that the opponent cannot do anything about it. So. In this match, we're going against the Poro Kid. We're going against Gwen and Joya when we're playing Gwen. But my opponent is playing the Poro Kid. I did not expect that. I kind of like this Vengeance. Against the Poro King. We can go Nidalee. Opponent's playing Ionia, so I don't know how scared I am of anything that they might have, right? So I like this Vengeance because when the Poro King comes down, we can just Vengeance the Poro King right away. We can go Nidalee here and then play the, like, I don't want to play anything until I have Nidalee on the field so that we can level her up and allow me to get rid of the opponent's board, right? With Ionia and Porokin, there shouldn't be anything that I need to worry about here, right? So I should be able to play this Nidalee like this with no problem. Heck, I could probably even attack with her. No, okay, not anymore. Alright. So I cannot attack into the Poro Herder. That's fine. So here we can flip Nidalee. I wonder if it's actually correct for me to block this Poro Herder.
We'll find you some friends.
Like, something tells me to play the Prowl. Block that Poro. Because opponent's going to probably attack with the Daring Poro, right? Opponent's always going to attack with the Daring Poro. Okay, they go for the Affectionate Poro. I'm just going to pass for now. If the opponent does nothing, that's fine. We can still level up the Nidalee right here. Right, so we can still level up the Nidalee, go redeem Protege. We'll just do the Prowl to kill the Poro Herder. And be okay. I guess opponent could have access to a stun here. That could be annoying. The stun could be annoying, but then that doesn't that gets rid of a blocker for the redeemed protege. We're proud to kill the Poro herder when the opponent blocks one of these redeemed proteges. And then that leaves me with no mana to deal with the Poro King next turn. Nidalee's gonna level up. Ah, that kind of sucks. Okay, well, I'm gonna go like this anyways. I think it's important for me to level up this Nidalee and also get the Hallow buff. Do we want to kill that Poro King next turn?
What have Poros done to you?
Do we want to kill that Poro King next turn? Probably have to, right? Now, let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let them develop it. We'll go ahead and get rid of the affectionate Poro. I think it's going to be the most threatening one that I need to worry about. We have the Hallow buff. We still need more stuff to be able to level up this Nidalee again. We can go for Forsaken Bakai. Hope that we get something like an ambush unit. The Poro King is a little bit annoying, and obviously the opponent probably has some defensive tools to protect the Poro King. The Quicksand is not bad. Yeah, there's the Poro King here, so we'll go ahead and play Forsaken Bakai. The Gwen? Does Gwen make sense? The problem with Gwen is that I'm not really getting anything out of her, right?
We shall sing dance and forget.
So we go like this. We could commit this vengeance first. There's a world where we commit the vengeance first to stop that Poro King from getting a lot of value, right? Because the Poro King is gonna level up. The other option is that we just go like this, I guess. So like if we go like this, let's attack first. We'll vengeance the Poro King. Opponent has to block. See if the opponent commits any unit here first. Yeah, we'll go like this. Force the opponent to play a deny. Oh, that's huge. I think that's huge, actually. The problem is that I don't have anything to glimpse now until I get the foyer. For Reales, alright, so you get your Poro snacks, cool. We have the Quicksand, which is even cooler. Supercharge is gonna be really good with this Gwen.
What a strange, wonderful world.
And I just need one more unit to level up Nidalee, right? So if I can get the one unit to level up Nidalee, we'll have overwhelm on both units, and we should be okay. So just go ahead and get rid of this one. Alright, so if we get it, we'll level up the Nidalee. If we don't, that's not what we're looking for. So I guess we'll go like this. It might actually be better to play the Supercharge on the Nidalee. Let's play the Supercharge on the Nidalee now. This is gonna be 10 in multiple ways. If opponent recalls the Gwen, we're still in a good spot. Yeah, that okay. Alright, so that should be, I guess opponent lives at 1. At 3, sorry. Opponent gets to live at 3. I want to put them at 1. I want to put them at 1 so that the Gwen skill can kill them next turn. So I'm going to put them at 1 so that the Gwen skill can kill them. In case that the opponent also have any other additional heals. They lost all their Poros. This Nidalee dying does suck, potentially to a challenger Poro. We also might be forced to block stuff next turn. But as long as the Gwen stays alive, we should be okay. The Gwen is pushing lethal, the Overwhelm here is pushing lethal. That's fine. Let's go here. Make them think that this could be a Avenging Bastaya. They will have to have a deny for the Gwen. So they will need to have a deny for the Gwen plus whatever else, right? So 10, 17. We'll go like this. We'll go like this. We get to level up the Gwen. Let's go Glimpse. We'll go here. Just block everything. I don't need to play the All-Terrain Bush. And that should be game, right? Because I get 2 more cards as well that I can play this turn. I mean, that Vengeance on the Poro can just completely change everything. Because if the opponent has that Poro kit on the field, they just get so much value out of it. So GG's. In this match, we're going against Heimerdinger Jayce. So this is actually a pretty bad matchup for us because they just have so much removal. Like, the amount of removal that they have makes it really difficult for us to kind of do anything. This hand is not particularly great, but also not bad either. Like, I don't hate the Avenging Bastaya, the Gwen, and the Bloodletters. And we get the Foyer now. I guess I'll eat up the first Aftershock, right? This deck does play Aftershock, which kind of sucks for us. I'll just eat up the first Mystic here. Let's just play the Prodigy out. If you have Mystic, Quietus, Soul Harvest, just do it. Yep, there's the Mystic. I'll eat up that first Mystic. Play the Foyer. Play the Foyer. Maybe put the Darkened Bloodletters on it. Eat up the Aftershock. There it is. So again, just eat up that Aftershock. I will play this here just so that we get the Darkened Troll at least. Opponent has 5 mana that I need to watch out for. Means that I should be able to still play Gwen and be okay. With 5 mana, I don't need to worry about Vengeance for now. I guess the Soul Harvest makes us sad. But the opponent didn't play Soul Harvest earlier. I guess the Mystic is probably better than playing the Soul Harvest, right? Especially if you're thinking about killing Gwen with the Soul Harvest. So we'll go like this. Wanna keep this Darkened Troll back if I can, so that we can play Solani on it later. What are they thinking here? You use a Mystic, use an Aftershock. If you have more damage-based removal, you need to commit 2 of them to kill Gwen. Whether it's double Mystic or something else. Now, they're just gonna play the Jayce. I guess they're gonna just try to kill the Gwen by challenging her. They need to do it before I go for my Bloodletters. If they do that, am I okay with that? I guess I don't have a choice, right? They have to open. Yeah, you open. No. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna play this here. If you have a Obliterator, I can just Glimpse. So I don't understand. What's the purpose of doing this? So now we just get Gwen, we still get a Darkened Troll. And just get to replay second Gwen when you could have just played the Gwen earlier. When you can just kill the Gwen with the challenge. And I will play Solani here and just start pushing overwhelm damage. That way, if the opponent does have a Vengeance, they have to commit it on one or the other. And no matter what, the Solani is probably going to push damage through. It also means that if they commit Vengeance here, you know, we get the Hallow trigger, etc. We eat a 1 Vengeance already. Eventually, we'll have the Bastaya to be able to defend against the opponent's removal. Like, if we push this damage here, they tapped out of the second Vengeance. I think they should just challenge the Gwen, right? Because very obviously, or if they were not going to challenge the Gwen, they needed to challenge the Darkened Troll and Vengeance the Gwen at the same time. Because now you go down to 3, and we have the Avenging Bastaya next turn? Okay. So they're going to choose to kill the Solani next turn, I'm guessing, right? They might have a Shock Blast to kill the Solani with. Otherwise, you're still kind of losing to the Avenging Bastaya. Okay, they have a second Jayce again. Now you're gonna properly challenge the Gwen. I'm guessing, right?
Hextech engaged.
Okay, they properly challenged the Gwen. I will glimpse this.
Hextech cannon tested.
I guess it doesn't matter which. I guess at this point we can just glimpse the Solani, right? No reason to glimpse the. Okay, do I actually glimpse? Do I actually glimpse, or do I have enough to present lethal next time? Without the glimpse. I think I have enough to present lethal next turn. So we can go redeem Protege to bait out the removal here, right? So if the opponent has a Quietus, I want to eat it up there. They don't have the Quietus, so that's cool. We go here, give this guy the vulnerable. We go Forsaken Bakai. None of this really matter. And then we go Bastaya. That way we open attack, put the Bastaya on the front, right? And because we have the spell shield, means that the Bastaya is going to be able to push the lethal damage. And this is game. So even if the opponent has the way to kill this Bastaya, we just go for... We could have even gone for the supercharge as well, by the way, just to have extra protection, but that's fine. It's going to have spell shield, so I'm going to be able to have a deny plus a spell shield. So I don't think I need a supercharge. Yeah, so you go like this, you go Vengeance, you double it up, big whoop. We are Vengeance Bastaya, everything gets denied, and we got spell shield here, which is exactly going to be 6. I think, obviously the opponent, I think, lost the moment that they didn't challenge the first one, right? Because they would have had an additional Vengeance here to kind of play with, so GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's games and got an idea of how to play this deck. Like I said, most of the games you're gonna win through overwhelm or just through going really wide against the opponent, right? That one card that I think I really like in this deck that is super underrated is Supercharge, especially because Supercharge gives you spell shield and overwhelm. So even if you don't have a leveled up Nidalee, later in the game, by having this Supercharge, right, by just having this big Supercharge on any one of your units, you could potentially just commit lethal just because of how many Halo buffs you probably have in your deck. Now, the deck, this list specifically, is not refined yet. You can see that I have a lot of 2-offs, right? 2 Bastaya, 2 Merciless, 2 Bloodletters, 2 Prowl, 2 Soul Harvest, Quicksand, etc. Like, I think there still needs to be some refinement in this list. I wanted to kind of try out multiple things. For example, I don't know that I have found a lot of benefit to Prowl. It can be good, but it also hasn't been as impressive as I thought. I think it's probably better to go for like a 3rd Bloodletters and I don't know, maybe a 2nd Supercharge or a 3rd Vengeance or even a 3rd Merciless Hunter, because sometimes I do feel like I've run short on units as well. So having a 3rd Merciless Hunter probably wouldn't hurt either. So just gonna keep that in mind when you try to experiment with this deck. Don't be afraid to change things up, because this list is not exactly what I would want it to be either myself, if I'm being completely honest. But you get the idea. Just have a bunch of Halo buffs in the graveyard, then level up that Nidalee, attack with that Gwen, give that Gwen overwhelm. Like, it's so cool how you can win with this deck, and it just wins games. I can't really put into words how I'm winning games. I just know that I'm winning games, and I got to like 200 LP with this deck when I started at like 50 LP earlier today. So yeah, now my choices here are pretty straightforward, right? Gwen and Nidalee, nothing that to be talked about there. That's the whole purpose of this deck. The Foyer is just so good at getting us additional Halo triggers and also being able to level up the Nidalee, right? So if you have Nidalee, you can play the Opulent Foyer and you pretty much get every unit for free every other turn. The Bloodletters is so important to give us an additional overwhelm unit that we can use to present lethal with, especially because we can use the Solani on the Halo units that we get from the Foyer. So can give us free units that we can sacrifice to be able to play as Solani. The Prowl intention is to be able to protect our Nidalee when we play her as a bush, or to be able to potentially push 2 extra damage in certain situations where it might be enough for lethal. But I have found that it hasn't been as good as I thought, even about saving your Nidalee. There are some times that I probably could have done better with it, but I don't know. It feels like a lot of times you want to play Nidalee and you want to flip her right away, so you don't have the opportunity to be able to use the +2/+2 of Prowl. You only end up using the power portion of it. The Glimpse is necessary because this deck does lack a lot of draw, so just the Glimpse allows you to kind of keep our hand at a healthy state. Soul Harvest is so good in the current meta. It can hit Illaoi, it can hit other Gwens, it can hit Heimerdinger, Nora, Veigar, etc. Like you can hit a lot of champions, Seraphine, right, that are currently popular in the meta. Quicksand is really good because elusives are really popular in the meta as well. So it lets us deal with like those Timos, etc. One Vital Negation combined with 2 Bastaya, might be actually better to go to 2 Vital Negation instead of the Bastaya, because sometimes I feel like like playing the Bastaya can be really telegraphed, right? And it can be countered by the opponent just playing a Mystic shot on it or something similar, compared to Vital Negation, which allows you to always keep it in your hand. Supercharge is the MVP of this deck. I feel like a one-off is perfect. You don't want to have 2, because this card you really want to see it later into the game, and it's so good to put that on Gwen, because now your Gwen becomes a really big threat that the opponent has to deal with, that also has Overwhelm and also has Spell Shield. Double Vengeance allows us to control the opponent's board, so I think it's also very important. It's a way for us to kind of deal with some of the opponent's big units like Nasus or anything like that. Like you saw how killing those tentacles also helped us out a lot. The Host is our other Halo unit, right? In case that we don't have the foyer, so it lets us get additional Halo triggers and early blocker. Forsaken Bakai, so that we can predict into the things that we need. All-terrain trooper, I think is really important. Allows us to level up the Nidalee super quickly, and that vulnerable can be really good since both of our champions have quick attack, and even without our champions, it allows us to kind of challenge stuff with the Halo units that we get from the foyer. Redeem Protege just lets us get more Halo triggers as well. Bastaya for the Ignite and the Merciless Hunter, because again, the vulnerable, like I talked about with the Trooper, is so good in this deck. So it lets us kind of trade with the opponent, and sometimes that Fearsome can also be really good at presenting lethal when the opponent least expects it. So yeah, this is the deck list. This is how I like it right now. There's a couple things that maybe I would change again. I think I want to go to 3 Bloodletters. It's just so good in this deck, allowing us to kind of have like a permanent value as the game goes later into the game. Maybe 2 Vital Negation, or yeah, I think 2 Vital Negation is probably better than 2 Supercharge. Maybe 3 Merciless Hunter, and maybe just cut the Prowl completely. But you can tinker with it and let me know what ends up working for you. In terms of mulligan, I really haven't learned yet about the mulligan for this deck. Kind of saw it in the games today. I really kind of mulligan all over the place. I definitely know that some of the critical cards in this deck are going to be your foyer and your Nidalee, right? So I think I want to look for foyer and Nidalee, but it's also really hard to pass up on keeping the Redeemed Protege when you get it into your hand, or even the Darkened Bloodletters in certain situations. But for sure, try to look for that foyer and the Nidalee so that you can actually level up the Nidalee and also have the foyer giving you constant Halo value that you can use to your advantage. So yeah, that'll be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's games of Nidalee Gwen. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day, and you can also find us on Twitch at Twitch.tv. We stream every now and then. Also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.